Hello everyone, and welcome to week 11 of our course. This week's guidance, I will be going over the assignment for this week, exploring early childhood settings or programs. You'll see here that I am in the week 11 module, and here is the assignment for this particular course. It has the directions, also includes a template, and this is where you will upload your final assignments. So let's take a look. You'll see here that I have included a Exploring Early Childhood Settings presentation template. You'll click on this to get the template for yourself. I've already done that, and here, let me pull this up, and this is what you'll have. You'll see that it's quite blank. Please feel free to use your own template, your own PowerPoint, maybe a Prezi. You're free to do whatever you'd like to do to make it more attractive. This is just kind of a basic, so that you are sure to know what you need to include for this particular assignment. So in this assignment, as the name suggests, you will be exploring early childhood settings or programs. You will choose which one that you would like to do. It may be an ideal that you would like to explore or to describe. It may be a specific program that you already know. And can connect then to course material. Either way, it's getting to know a particular program or setting more deeply and thoroughly so that you have a better understanding for yourself of the different types of programs that are out there and ones that you may in fact like to participate in or work in when you graduate and if you pursue a career in early childhood. So here is the first slide, just the cover slide. Your next slide will be the introduction. You'll give an overview of your program and why you selected this program. So you might say, for example, this is the Amelia Reggio program. I selected it because I find that it's in keeping with a lot of the things I value in early childhood education. Or maybe I am exploring it because I would like to work in this sort of setting, or I already work in this setting and I'd like to give a greater, more thorough understanding of the underpinnings and actually what's happening in this sort of setting. So that's the introduction. The next slide should include what type of early childhood program it is. So what population is served, the age, if you're thinking about your ideal, what sort of setting would it be? Would it be in part of a public school program? Would it be maybe a child care setting, in-home care sort of setting? Would it be in a rural? Would it be in an urban? What population would you or does it serve? What's the physical environment? You can describe the classroom. What does the classroom look like? You might describe the building. What is the building like? You might even describe, if we're talking about Bronfenbrenner, kind of the wider circles that surround the physical environment. Staffing. Who is staffing? Who are the teachers? Are they certified? Are there assistants? Is there administrative staff? Who is involved and who is working, who is necessary to be able to support this program and affect this particular early childhood program. And then any other additional information. Different programs will have different features, different advantages, maybe disadvantages, and you might want to put that sort of thing in here that doesn't actually come under these particular first three bullets. What are we on to? The fourth slide should include the historical and philosophical context. So what you'll want to do is you will want to, from the class, apply a particular learning theory, a philosophical background, maybe the historical background. If it's Amelia Reggio, they discuss how that particular program developed and then why it developed. And what are the learning theories or the philosophical background that underpin this particular program? In this aspect, or in this slide, you should include at least one citation so that it's where you have gathered the information about this particular program. The next slide, this is where you will discuss the theory of development that is relevant to this particular program that you have chosen, or this ideal program that you would like to have. So you will give a summary of your theory of development that's appropriate for the setting, and then you will have an example curriculum that incorporates this theory. So if you're discussing Piaget, what sort of curriculum is going to allow for the construction of knowledge and that is developmentally appropriate? You'll want to be sure that the theory that you choose, or the parts of the theory that you choose, are not just appropriate for the program, but as part of that, also appropriate for the age that you are developing, or that you are nurturing and teaching. So the example curriculum can be a real one, or it can be a pretend one, or one that you have developed and that you imagine, that you actually create. And the purpose is of this part of this slide, or this section, is to think about how the curriculum is grounded in theory. So if you're using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how is your particular curriculum grounded in that theory? Or if you're using Piaget, how is the curriculum grounded in that theory? And that's the purpose, is to make the connection between the two. The next section should discuss how the particular program that you are either creating, or curriculum that you are creating, or the program that you are profiling, how does it support children with diverse needs? Be sure to discuss how children with diverse needs, not just ability needs, but also culturally, linguistic, and socioeconomic different needs. If the setting that you are in, or that you are discussing profiling, doesn't actually address any of these or parts of them, you should discuss why. So maybe, for example, there isn't a socioeconomic needs addressed of your students because it's a private school, and it is just out of, there aren't any vouchers or particular financial aid or support for students who need that to access. So you don't actually have the diverse needs. So the point is to be sure to include a description of how these needs are met within the program, and if they are not, why they are not needed. Or not met. They are needed, just how they are not met. Your next slide then should be a conclusion. Please bring what you have discussed and what you have covered for this particular program. Bring it to closure. Give a nice summary, a quick summary, and then a conclusion for this final slide of your presentation. Final slide except for the references, of course, which will not be part of your presentation, but please be sure to cite the theories and the historical and philosophical backgrounds that you have used earlier in the presentation. So that is actually the presentation itself. Again, feel free to use a different format, PowerPoint, Prezi, something else. Please feel free to make it more lovely than this is, certainly more interesting than this is. But this is to be sure that you at least have the basics. And you're welcome to use this as well, but you don't have to. So let me close this out and go back then to the assignment here. So once you have completed your presentation, you will upload it here. I'm going to take a step back, though. I want to go over that, and I want you to see that this assignment actually has two parts. This first one we have discussed, and this is developing that presentation, the PowerPoint or whatever, kind of the physical showing us kind of what you know. The second part is that you will need to make a presentation. Again, you can use PowerPoint, record yourself discussing the PowerPoint as I'm doing right now, maybe a Prezi, but you should develop a 3 to 5 minute presentation, and you will then upload that to the discussion board. So let's discuss uploading. I'll start since I just finished here. You will go back, your particular recording, you will go back to your groups and then that you used in for the educational philosophies, and you will upload it, your presentation, to the discussion board there and share it with your small group. So that is the presentation. The actual assignment, the physical part, the presentation itself, you will upload here. So you will do that by just clicking on the heading here. Here we go. And you'll see that the directions are again shared. And then here is the template again. You can see what you will do, as you always do, is you will browse your local files to upload the assignment. What I want to point out is that please view the rubric. Here is the rubric. And I think some of you have been doing this on the different assignments. I'm not sure that all of you have those, so please do view the rubric. You can access that by clicking View the Rubric. And here you can see this will tell you what you need to have and how many points are assigned for that particular aspect of the assignment. So please take a look. This includes details that you won't want to miss so that you can get the most credit for the work that you're doing. I think that covers it, and because I have already discussed how you will upload. Again, there are 2 parts to upload. One, your presentation, and secondly, then the physical presentation in the first part, and then the actual verbal or oral presentation that you will make to the discussion board. As always, please reach out for questions. With questions to me, I'm happy to answer them, and hope that you enjoy this project. I think it's really a chance for you to explore what's out there and kind of match and align your particular educational philosophy and the values and beliefs you have about early childhood education with programs that already exist, and to try to find something that you'll have a good match between those two. So I hope you find it interesting, I hope you find it helpful, and I look forward to seeing your work. Thanks. Bye-bye.